Here's the reason why conversion rates are so low with leads like Zillow and that kind of thing, because they trust Zillow, but they don't trust you.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
But I want to talk to you today about the strategy behind the ad, if that makes sense. So the strategy behind the ad. So what most marketers do when they market is they just kind of blanket and throw everything out there. Remember, if you've watched me in the past before, I'm trying to find it actually. If you've watched me in the past before, you've seen, I don't want to look like this. You've seen how I talk about you can't just throw anything out there at any time, right? We want to be able to really think about what it is that we're putting out to as far as content goes for lead generation. We want to think about who it's going to and the strategy behind it. So what I want to show all of you is how we go about getting CMA requests. So what a CMA request is, obviously, is we will run Facebook ads and get sellers that are interested in finding out the value of their home. We're very successful at this. We pick up a lot of sellers from this strategy, but it's not just the ad. And that's what I want to make sure that everyone understands. It's not just the ad that helps us be so successful at this. It's what we do before the ad, and it's what we do after the ad. And this is where most marketers that aren't fluent with digital marketing or that don't really understand the process of it, where they make the biggest mistakes. Okay, so understand. I'm going to kind of show you my screen here. All right. Okay. So this is really important. Understand that, oh no, Pepper, no, you are not going to eat that. Sorry. Babe, did you take her to the bathroom? Sorry, my dog loves to eat markers and she just had a marker in her hand. Okay, so this is an ad strategy. So remember, our job is to move people up the value ladder, right? We want to take cold traffic, which is somebody who doesn't know who we are. They don't know they have a problem. They don't even realize there's a solution to a problem. Our job is to make people understand, number one, they have a problem that they don't know they have. Number two is there's a solution to the problem. That's a cold lead. So how we do this is we initially will start doing reach videos. Okay, we use the reach objective on Facebook, and we use the video view objective on Facebook, because our goal is to get people to know us, to like us, and trust us. Okay, to position ourselves as the authority figure. We give value. That's phase one. All right. The reason we're using the reach objective and the video views objective is because we want to be able to really reach the masses at this point, right? We're targeting everyone. We're blanket targeting. All right. You would also use the reach objective and the video views objective for nurturing and also for brand awareness, and so that people don't forget about you. You're reaching the masses here. Okay. Now, phase two is the warm-up phase. This is when phase one, we've identified a problem or we've identified that there's a solution to the problem. We've made the buyer or seller aware that, wow, they have a problem and there's a solution. Now, phase two is when you warm them up. Okay, you warm them up. The idea with this is, again, it's to give value. Right here, I have a time management training, or I have a home buyer guide or a seller guide. It depends upon what it was that I initially did in phase one, what I would give them in phase two. So for example, let's just say I was going after sellers, and I wanted, it wouldn't just be a seller's guide. Let's just say I was going after sellers right now. My objective was to, in the cold traffic phase one, was to help sellers understand that they're nervous about selling right now. And even if they're nervous about selling because they don't believe that they can find a replacement property. Okay, they're worried that they'll be homeless. They won't be able to find replacement property because the market is so hard right now. So they're not wanting to sell because there's no replacement property for them. Okay. So my goal in phase one would be to identify that there's a solution to that problem, right? Did you know that you can, we can talk about iBuyers. We can talk about rent backs, contingencies, and those kind of things. Hey, Zach, will you do me a favor? Can you look at people that are trying to enter? Because I'm noticing that they're not getting entered quick enough. So it's distracting me. So will you enter them as soon as they want to enter, please? Thank you.
Yeah, that's Autumn has to do that. Autumn, can you do that, please?
Thanks, Autumn. Yeah, one person was there for like over a minute, and so I keep letting him in, and it's distracting me from teaching. Thank you. Okay, so now phase 2 is then to give as much information and as much value as possible to make them understand what the solutions are to the problem. Now they know they have a problem. Now they know that we're the solution, right? Now phase 3 is when we want to now let them understand that we are the best solution to that problem, right? How do we do that? This is when we start to convert, and we also nurture. We're nurturing and converting more in this area. This might be doing a buyer or seller seminar. This might be, giving them a home evaluation and those types of things. Okay. Now, phase 4 again is also conversion. We're converting more in phase 4. We're also nurturing in phase 4. We're also getting them to know, like, and trust us, and to be top of mind. Okay. This is when you would send things like testimonials. You'd send examples of ads that you have. You'd start doing your retargeting, right? You'd start retargeting. You start creating lookalike audiences within your Facebook strategy. Okay. Now, this does not just have to be with Facebook. This is with any type of lead generating. What most people do is they throw out blanket marketing. It's one message. It talks to everybody all the time. That's okay to do sometimes. It's okay to do blanket targeting, which means you're doing things like market updates, tips and tricks, interviewing local professionals, working with, interviewing restaurants, things like that, talking about, best places to eat in town, best dog parks, talking about certain neighborhoods. And the reason why this is important is because when you do that, you're still nurturing. You're doing the 5 R's, which is refer, retain, and resell. You're getting more referrals. You're retaining clients that you already have. You're also getting people to want to resell and relist with you because you're always top of mind. But the idea is to actually get people to convert. The idea is to give them more information as far as what it is they initially interacted with. Okay, so for example, when I use this example, which I'm not going to use anymore because I swear I'm bringing it to fruition because I'm talking about it. So I'm not going to use the menopause example, but let's just say I totally am too. I'm like, oh my God, I'm having hot flashes because I keep saying that. So I'm no longer going to use that example. I need a different example. But let's just say, Nate he wants to like have a full head of hair. Okay. Or Kevin wants to have a full head of hair. I'll use Nate and Kevin, and they're like, man, I want to grow my hair. Okay. So they see an ad that talks about hair club for men, or how to grow hair, by eating these pills, or rub this stuff on here and you're going to grow hair. Nate and Kevin are going to land on, okay? I'm not going to click on that because I already have a full head of extensions and my hair is perfect. Okay, makes sense? However, if I was looking at something that talked about real estate or coaching or digital marketing, I'm clicking on that because I'm interested in it. Now, once Kevin and Nate click on the hair club for men, right, we then need to continue to give them more information about that. That's when we start nurturing. First, they're told. Nate and Kevin didn't know they could ever grow more hair. They thought they were just in trouble forever. But I'm letting them know there's a solution to that, and it's all they have to do is rub this shiny stuff on their head. Their hair is going to start growing. Now that's phase 1. Now phase 2, I'm going to talk to them more about that. I'm going to educate them about the process, talk to them about the cost, let them know there's no side effects, okay? Now they know they have a problem. There's a solution to it. I'm educating them about the solution. Phase 3, which is converting and nurturing. Now I'm continuing to educate, to nurture, and establish myself as the authority and the expert on growing hair, right? So that they now know that I am the best solution to help them with that problem. Phase 4, continuing to do that. Now I'm going to send them testimonials. I'm going to send them pictures. I'm going to send them examples. And then we keep doing that over and over again. Does that make sense, everybody? Now, with that being said, it's still very, very important that you still blanket market, because now I've identified that Kevin and Scott want to grow hair, okay? But I now need to make sure they still understand that I am the expert authority in this, okay? So I'm going to keep sending just informational type videos so that way they continue to know me, like me, trust me. I'm now nurturing, and my content is doing more selling for me than ever before. Okay, what do I mean by that? When you have content out there and you're targeting people and you're giving them information, I'm going to show you something that's so cool I just saw today. I need to show you guys this. This is how powerful, when you do this correctly, how powerful it is. Okay, I'm going to show you something real quickly here. Let's do this. Okay, awesome. So I want you to see this. Share. All right, here we go. There. Trust.
If it was only true.
What's true?
I said if it was only true, the hair product thing. It doesn't work. I've tried them.
Oh, why isn't this working? Dang it, I'm going to show you guys this. This is really cool. I'm just teasing. I'm using you as an example because I love you, and I know that you won't freak out about it. Install. Let me see if this is working. Come on. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, please work. Come on. Work. Connect to Wi-Fi. See here. It's going to work, everybody. I'm going to show you this. Dang it. Okay, it's not going to work. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to show you something different. So basically, the reason why this is so successful when you start to run ads behind this is that you're getting massive exposure all the time from everybody in your community. That's not just people that already know you, like you, and trust you. The idea is to give the right information to the right people at the right time. So now let me show you a little bit more about the strategy behind it, okay? So phase one, video is video views or reach. At this point, what we're doing is we are refining our messaging. We're building brand awareness. We're establishing ourselves as the authority and as a disruptor in our community. We're different than everyone else. At this point, we're establishing trust. We're establishing authority. Okay. We do this by Facebook targeting. All right. Now we're starting to create Facebook audiences. We're creating lookalike audiences. We're building our audiences on Facebook. Okay. And again, this could be with anything. So on this one, again, we're going to be using the format for the cold traffic is video views or the reach objective. This is short, digestible, high quality with no call to action required. What do I mean by this? What most of you are doing is you're saying, download my PDF, give me your name and phone number, give me your email address. No. We have to date our audience, get them to know us, to like us, to trust us, to see us as the authority figure. Now at this point, we're letting them know they have a problem and there's a solution to it. We're not asking them to do anything, all right? You'll get somebody much more likely to want to give you their name, their phone number, their email address if you establish yourself and develop trust first. Most marketers, what they do is they say, download my CMA. Here's my guide. Here's my, my seller guide. Here's my marketing plan. No. You've got to establish yourself as the authority first. You also have to, at this point, the goal is to let them even understand that they have a problem, there's a solution to it. Okay. Now, phase two, this is when we're giving them a small call to action. So remember, every time you do something, right, you're more likely to continue to do more. That's why you people, when they market, will say, for $1, I'm going to give you all this stuff, because marketers know that once you pull out your wallet and you pay $1, you're more likely to give them $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 later on. Okay? Good example. We sell this book for free, basically. We just have people pay for shipping. It's $9.99 shipping and handling. It goes to people for free. I'm getting them to pull their wallet out. We have them read the book. We give them all of our secrets, tips, and tricks. And then they realize, my gosh, I need help learning to do all that. That's when they're going to pay me more money later on to help coach them later, right? But I start with this because I'm just developing myself as the authority, giving high value. Like, you can read that book and you'll be able to, learn so much. But most people need help to do it. So I start with this, okay? After, I don't give them this first. I start with videos, information, value. Then I retarget them to my book. Then once they read the book, we retarget them more to then join our other programs. Okay, same thing. Now, the goal of this is to get them to join a group. They're taking action. So what do I mean by taking action? I want to explain this to you, okay? Phase one, information. They're not doing anything. Phase two, click. They're not giving me their information. They're clicking, they're taking an action. They're maybe downloading something without me having to ask them for their information. They're joining a Facebook group. They're clicking on a video. They're doing that without them giving me their information. Now, what am I doing? I'm warming them up and I'm getting them to take action. They've taken an action without actually giving me any information. At this point, it's still non-confrontational. It's not hard. I'm not asking them to do too much. Okay. That's phase 2. Now the idea is to continue to get them to do more each phase. Okay. But here's what most people do. They go, give me your name, phone number, and email address. And they're like, heck no, you're going to spam me. I don't know who you are. We've got to start with warming people up first and getting them to continue to want to take more action first. Okay. So now phase 2 is join a Facebook group, get a video, watch a training, right? Without them having to give you any information still. All right. With this one, we can use the traffic objective. We can use Facebook Lives. We can also use the lead gen objective. Okay. Remember, with the different objectives that you're going to be using on, let's just say Facebook, you want to continue to use different objectives at different times because you never know. Remember the infinity sign. You never know who is entering, where they're at, and what they're doing unless you're retargeting them. So you're always going to still be doing, reach video views to the masses and then hone them in to target based upon what they took action for originally. Okay. Now at this one, again, it's short, digestible, high quality. Okay. What we found in the initial phase with marketing is that higher quality outperformed just like videos that are, not quite as like done up and with that kind of thing, because they're still getting to know me now. So at this point, I want to show them, as nice and high quality as I can, because I'm still developing trust and positioning myself as the expert. Okay. Now on this one, the call to action on phase 2, it should not say request information. That's incorrect. I'm sorry. It should just say like click. They're just clicking. Okay. Now phase 3, this is when we want to convert. This is then now when we're trying to get leads. Notice I did not start with trying to get leads. I did not start with lead generation first. Okay. I started with information, showing value, identifying there's a problem, identifying there's a solution, continuing to nurture and give value. Now that I've done those 2 things, I've moved them up my ladder, right? From cold to warm. Now at this point, they're starting to become hot because I've totally nurtured them. Now what I'm doing is now it's time for me to get leads. This is when I say things like, would you like a market analysis of your home? Or it's a great time to sell. Maybe you're afraid that you can't purchase or find a replacement property. Guess what? We've helped 12 people in the past 30 days find a replacement property. There's no problem here. Sign up below for your free home evaluation. Okay. At this point now we're growing our list. We're getting emails. Now we can actually do something with that. Notice I didn't start with that. Okay. I didn't start with that. Now the problem is we have to continue to nurture these people and establish ourselves as the authority and be top of mind. Okay. And that's when at this point you can actually, you can do more blanket marketing so that you stay top of mind and you're nurturing. Okay. So, phase 3, again, with the conversion, you're going to use the conversion objective. Now my videos can get a little bit longer. I can now send them to a landing page. I can now send them to, sign up for a buyer, a virtual seller seminar, a virtual buyer seminar, a virtual open house, whatever my first objective was, right? Depending on what I was originally doing. And this is when I now can start to set my appointment and continue to nurture my leads. Okay. All right. So, whoa. Does everyone understand that? Do you all get that? I didn't just start with, hey, would you like, give me your information. Would you like to get a home evaluation? No. Remember, we talk about dating. You need to date your community. Somebody is not just going to all of a sudden, if you meet somebody at a party, let's go get married or hop in the sack. No. You got to call, text, email, FaceTime, hold hands, go to lunch, that kind of thing first. Most marketers, especially in real estate, they are forgetting the entire first initial process. When you do this correctly, what happens is that people are much more likely to want to talk to you. So when you call them, they're like, oh my gosh, you're Krista. I see your stuff everywhere. Yes, I want to hear from you. They already know you. You've developed a relationship with them, right? Think about this. Many of you have been on these calls now for several months. You guys know who I am now, right? You can tell Krista's kind of funny. She talks really fast. She got super high energy. She's, very confident. She knows what she's talking about. I'm trusting what she's saying. If I was to call you right now, Nate, would you know who I was? Right? All of you. You'd be like, this isn't a cold call. This isn't telemarketing. I know Krista. Even though I don't really know you, you feel like you know me because I nurtured you before I asked you to give me your information. Does that make sense, everyone? That's the strategy behind any lead generation, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is that you're using. Here's the reason why conversion rates are so low with leads like Zillow and that kind of thing, because they trust Zillow, but they don't trust you. Okay? They trust Zillow. They believe in Zillow. They don't know who you are, and they're getting attacked by, 15 other agents at the same time. You can become your own Zillow proof, like the Zillow killer, right? The recession proof, coronavirus proof, if you utilize this strategy. But here's what happens. What happens is that most people will, I need to get my new whiteboard. All my things are over there. But I'm not going to show this because I don't have my thing. But most people will start to do this and then they stop because they do not see the results right away. Okay? They'll start to do it. They don't see the results right away. And also because most of you are just posting videos and content on your personal page and your business page. You're not utilizing the back end of these platforms to beat the algorithm. What do I mean by beat the algorithm? Facebook is a business. Instagram is a business. YouTube is a business. They want your money, right? So in order for you to get massive exposure and to be seen by the masses, you have to pay to play. Okay, you have to pay to play. So, for example, in order for me to run a video, for me to run an ad and get something like this, 555 hours of watch time, do you think I just posted that on my personal page and my business page? No, I ran an ad behind it. I targeted my local community. I targeted outside of the area as well because people come here for that reason. Now, imagine when you use this strategy and you're getting 555 hours of watch time on one video. Number one, what does this do? It establishes me as the expert. I'm top of mind. I'm being seen by the masses in my community, not just by my friends and family. And I'm able to show this to my seller and say, aren't you happy with these results? Of course you are, right? So all the while I'm doing my fiduciary obligation and meeting my obligation to my seller. On top of that, I'm also marketing the heck out of myself. Okay, so when people ask me, Krista, should I post on my business page or my personal page? I say, neither. It doesn't really matter because no one is seeing you anyways except for people who are already engaging with you and interacting with you, which is your friends and family. You want everyone else to see you. You need to start running ads. That's how you beat the algorithm. Thinking that you're going to be able to do it organically is like 100 million times not going to happen. Okay, like there's the amount of video content that's uploaded on the internet every hour this is a true statement. Okay, so in the past 30 days, more video content will be uploaded than the past 100 years from ABC, NBC, CBS, every single major network in 30 days, right? So to think that you're going to be able to beat the algorithm, I love you. Have a good day. So to think that you're going to be able to beat the algorithm and you're going to be able to show up in front of everyone, it's not going to happen. No one's going to see it. They're swiping left, right? You want them to swipe right. You have to do that by putting yourself in front of them, by being seen and being visible. Okay. But again, you still have to do the strategy. Don't just run an ad saying, build a landing page, build a lead gen ad and say, click here. No, you have to develop trust first. I guarantee you that after being with Jesse or myself for the past 8 weeks and seeing us coach and train, if you see something that I put out there, you're much more likely to click on it now than if you didn't know me. You're like, man, I know Krista. Either I like her or you're not going to. Maybe you're like, man, I cannot stand her. I'm not showing up on Wednesdays. Okay, that's fine too. Because now at this point, I'm only attracting the clients that want my services, that want to work with me and already like me. Okay, now I've got my perfect client as well. Make sense? So remember, there's a strategy behind everything that you do, okay? Also, when you're thinking about lead generation, I want you to ask yourself a question every single time. Who is my target audience? What is my objective? Okay? And what is the outcome that I want? Who am I targeting? What's my objective? What's the outcome that I'm looking for? All of those need to come into consideration. And then think about, what strategy am I going to use to get me there? That's my strategy. All right. Okay. We got 2 minutes. Questions? No questions. You guys never ask questions.
I have a question.
Jenny and then Jen.
Oh, okay. So I've had this question for a while. So I do not live in the community that I want to target. And I was wondering if that's practical. So I live in a very small community there's almost as many realtors as there are non-realtors. And so I'm looking to go about 30 minutes outside of my community. How do I establish myself as an authority figure in an area that I don't even reside?
You just go there and you start producing content, right? You start producing content, interviewing local professionals, going to different restaurants, learning everything you can about the community, and start producing content, and then start taking that content and running ads behind it in that geographic farm area.
Okay.
Right? And then
Thank you.
I'll tell you one thing, Jenny. It doesn't matter that there's a ton of realtors out there. It doesn't make a difference. I hear that all the time. Oh, there's so many people. No one else is doing this strategy where you are locally, right? So
yeah, it's just like the housing prices are about half as much here as they are about 30 minutes away.
I get it. That makes sense. Yeah. So go for it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Somebody said, question, how long is each stage of your marketing strategy on Facebook campaign? Trust, action, convert. It depends upon the action. So basically, you can tell when you run an ad how many people watched a certain percentage of that ad. Okay, so if I run an ad and somebody watched what we call through play, okay, which is exactly they've watched the whole thing. I know those are hot people that are interested in whatever I originally started with. I'm going to immediately start retargeting them, right? Or immediately giving them more information about that. Immediately, I'm not going to wait a week. I'm going to do it right away. Okay, so it just depends. Now, if people haven't interacted, it means I need to warm them up more. I'm going to start warming them up more and giving them solutions, letting them know there's problems or solutions to it. And all the while, I'm nurturing them. It's just that I might get a little bit more targeted. My messaging might be a little bit different once I kind of move them up and they continue to watch the entire thing. Okay. So Jacqueline, you specifically target the same people on the next ad by something called retargeting. It's called retargeting on Facebook. You can also create lookalike audiences, which means you're saying, hey, I want you to find me more people like this. The algorithm on Facebook, and we're about done here, but the algorithm on Facebook knows more about you than you do. Based upon your behavior, they know everything about what we're doing, right? So what will happen is that you can say, Facebook, find me, these 1,000 people just watched an entire video of mine. Find me more people that are going to do that. To look like audience. Okay, everyone. That was 30 minutes. That went by pretty quick, huh? So 30 minutes went by fast.
I think Jen had a question.
What?
Jen had a question. Jen Hill.
I know. Okay, Jen, we'll take you with it.
It's fine. Next time. I have it written down.
Okay. I don't mind. I just over all the time.
Well, I think it kind of was answered, but not really, because where I get kind of tripped up is like when you're building out these campaigns, it just seems like, okay, well then in step 1, and then I got to create something for step 2, and then I have to make sure that I'm backing it up. And then all of a sudden I'm just squirreling out on everything. And then I write down half of it, don't do any of it. You feel me? Anybody else hear me?
Here's the deal. It's a matter of asking you have to be committed to doing something different, right? Like nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I don't have 8 million things to do today. Okay? But I'll tell you something. Well, you can ask Dwayne. Dwayne lives in my area. There is not one person in this county that does not know who I am. I guarantee it. Right? I'm at Oakland Airport, an hour away, and they're like, "Are you Krista Mashore?" Yes, and I don't do open houses. I don't do any of the traditional type of thing, because this strategy works. So you have to be more committed to the change and the outcome than you are to your excuses. That's it. And I know that sounds harsh, but it really is true. We all are busy. We all have problems. We all are tired. We have to commit to changing our behavior and learning a new strategy, right? Input equals output. We have to be willing and committed to being different, putting in the time so that right now, like doing the things we don't want to do so that later on we don't have to. Right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, we
Yeah,
have
preach
14
it.
houses right now pending, and I only work on my real estate business 5 hours a month. That's truth, right? And right now there's no inventory. I mean, there isn't even, I don't think, 85 houses active right now, which is very, very low in our area. And we have 13 pending because we have a high market share. That's not with a team of 100 people. That's my brother is the only real estate agent that's practicing right now. Okay, because we are top of mind. We got systems and processes that help all this start coming together. It's all doable, but we've got to change what we're doing. And I know I've got stuff in my teeth right now, huh? These things, I can just feel it. Like the berries are getting in my teeth. Okay, all right, everyone. Okay, so it's time. I don't think we're not doing agent. I don't think Agent Power Huddle is happening. It's happening next week, but I don't think it's happening. Oh my gosh, I don't think it's happening the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. I don't think it's happening there. Also, all of you remember, don't forget about my training December.
Giving was last week.
I mean Christmas. Sorry. Yeah. Don't forget about my training. That is December
4th.
It's this Friday. Yeah, it's this Friday. It's 3 hours long. I highly encourage you to be there. I'll be coaching the entire time. The information, Zach, can you make sure that the training is put on the Agent Power Huddle Facebook page for Friday's training so they don't forget? Okay, everyone, make it a great day. Good job for being here. That's the end.
Bye, Krista.
Bye, Ken. Have a good one.
Thanks, Krista.